His ideas, and that's why he started breaking this hill down.
Yeah.
Is to have small little cabins just built back, into the well, actually, his idea was to excavate and make them inside
Soil color is
inside the hill,
Yes.
kind of like a little hobbit house or something.
Wow.
And,
Digging the hill, huh? Digging the hill.
can't even that if you look that way, you can see there's more houses that down there, and that's where he does the maple syrup.
Yeah. Wow.
We just felt like, I can take 3 months vacation and stay with Yudhishthira Prabhu and working on some of the projects.
It's all recycled. It's all recycled stuff. He didn't buy. He's probably got $50 into this thing.
$50.
Yeah.
Because we have tons of trees. Now the world is crying about lumber prices, right? Now Yudhishthira Prabhu has
And we have lumber here. We can
Yeah.
cut some of these trees down.
cut the trees and it's the lumber. All glory to
Yeah,
Yudhishthira
you
Prabhu.
see over there the cabins?
Yes, Prabhu. That's also believe Yudhishthira Prabhu.
Well, that's a whole other project.
Oh my God. But what is the reason why he built all these things?
Whether it's good or karma, I don't know.
So,
But no, he's not.
Prabhupada's words, he asked you to continue doing this.
He had a dream, and this is his dream. And
He kind of started and stopped in the middle, something like that.
Yeah.
now he wants other people to come and share his dream.
Prabhu, what is that? This house is for sale?
Yeah. So these houses here, this one house here.
Yeah.
This guy, I think he passed on or something. I think his daughter
Yeah.
is in charge. We need to find out about this house. And the other house over there, that's owned by somebody who used to sold the land to. He built a house, and he became like totally crazy neighbor, playing music real loud and everything.
yeah.
And then recently there was a situation where he like beat his girlfriend to an inch of her life. So he's in jail now, probably for 15, 20 years or something. And we have to see also how we can get that house.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a connection with his girlfriend.
Yes.
Yudhishthira's son's actually very good friends with her. So we really need to work on, like really soon, trying to get both of these houses.
Yes.
Yeah. We
So
were
important.
peace here all last summer.
But I think this could be the first thing. This and the other one could be.
Yeah, well, Yudhishthira's
Wow.
idea, this could be a living facility now.
Yeah,
Because
why
we can
not?
have the temple over there. And
We have whole Bhagavad Gita outside, Prabhu.
convert it into,
Prabhu wrote shlokas.
oh wow. Okay. Oh, this is the first thing you should hit.
This is
Tourism, Prabhu.
Bhagavad Gita. Oh my God, see this view, man. Oh my God.
All last summer we were out here every night.
Oh my God. You have some good friends, Prabhu.
At least, Prabhu, now
Prabhu,
you're
photo
giving
is
us this promise, like, even though if you did not find anything in the summers, you can directly come here.
Yeah, we can stay out here. Yeah, see, and there's a loft here.
Wow.
So I think this is the first place to.
But at least some amount of remodeling has to be done, I think.
Yes, definitely, Prabhu.
We should have a bathroom,
Yes.
like a mobile bathroom,
Yeah.
and
We'll get it decomposed.
and then maybe something. I'm thinking of a situation where children can also come,
Yeah.
family can come.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking.
So,
where they don't feel I'm doing austerity.
Yeah.
So there should be different levels of austerity buildings. There should be a building where they feel, oh, this is not austerity. I'm actually, feeling great. I mean, I'm enjoying a great
This
view.
is nice
You
place.
can go up there and see.
Sure. This is glass, Prabhu. Don't step on it. Oh, I always step on glass. Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be cleaned up. Yeah, so this is a whole nother like apartment up here.
Yeah, it's like townhouse.
Yeah.
We have Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Both were built.
Wow. Prabhu, so anybody wants to come upstairs?
Yes, we do.
There is glass, Prabhu. Make sure don't.
What's the glass? Right here? It's actually right here. Step on the first step.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's what Prabhu is talking about. From the either like you can push temple back, or maybe we can keep this as is.
Yeah.
This could be a nice sunroom for the
Yeah,
deities.
this can
I
be
don't know,
nice.
Whatever.
Correct. Yeah.
About playing it.
Yeah.
But we can make nice Bashad now because we have a first class kitchen.
Yeah.
We just bought a brand new bathroom,
Yeah.
shower,
Yeah.
bathtub.
Yeah.
So I was telling them that makes sense to build onto this building.
Yeah.
You know, make it like more like a duplex. You know.
Almost exact replica of the way Prabhupada walked into my little cabin through the door. He came in, I had my little altar, he paid respects, and then he began to question me on a number of subject matters. So, a bunch of devotees also came into this little space. Okay, everybody was crowded around, and at that time I had a hand pump on my sink. We didn't have electricity, so this is an electric, modern situation. But he asked me about my lights, and I told him, well, Srila Prabhupada, we use candles, okay? And we also use kerosene lights, I told him. And he goes, I see. He said, but in India we grow the castor beans and we press out the oil with the ox, and press out oil, and then we put it in any kind of a, pot, and we just put a wick in it. And then we have our light. And so he was explaining how simple living, works, in the real world. So, I took note, but I've never grown a single castor bean yet, but we want to. We want to actually start growing castor beans, okay, and start, I'm training a young team of oxen right now, and we're going to try to get a press, you know what I'm saying, an ox-powered oil press, so that we can start creating some of our cottage industries, okay. We're trying to ramp up a simple living businesses, just to, provide for the deities and the devotees here. But if there's any extra, we're going to be sending them to all of our friends, okay, that wish to be part of our project, okay. We're going to start sending out care packages, just like I make this maple syrup, see, and I boil it all down over an open fire, okay, in the little sugar house I have in the woods. So this is very back to basics living here that I'm trying to, perfect, you could say. Hey, bana bata. So. We've been working separately through the years, Banu Bhatta, myself, and our other compatriot, Rishab Dev. Okay, we've formed these three corporations now, okay, to push forward in real time this mission, okay, that has been pretty much derailed, okay, throughout the years, since Prabhupada actually initiated the plan, and it hasn't met with very much interest, for obvious reasons. People are not, inclined toward rustic living, because it's too much easy to get money other ways, right? And why should we have to work so hard and make our hands look like this when we can press some buttons on our keyboard and get money? So we understand why that is, but in spite of that, we wish to take the bull by the horns here, especially now because of the world situation rapidly deteriorating. okay? And this was prophesized by Prabhupada, you know. He made many remarks, and I'm sure you probably are aware of some of his comments, but there's many. And he had the time came when he came to New Vrindavan. I was here already doing what he wanted as best I could, but it just so happened, as I said, he came into my life and imbibed his instructions to me personally in order to inspire me, I would imagine, and not just me but everybody here at New Vrindavan. He tried his best, believe me, to inspire us to take up the task with seriousness, but sadly it did not happen. So myself, I've just tried to stick to my guns through the years, and in spite of all the lack of support and everything, I've tried to just, because I know in my heart this is the future of the world. Factually, it's the future of this world. Prabhupada made it very clear. And he said in one comment, he said, these farms are going to save the world in its darkest hour. And it's very easy to understand why, because number one, we put Krishna in the center, and number two, we depend on nature's gifts 100%. Okay, that is what our goal is. I do not do that. I depend on electricity from the grid. I depend on Walmart for my supplies and food to a large extent, even today. Because working alone, I mentioned this earlier, no man is an island. No one man can perform this incredible task individually. It has to be done with people that care and are dedicated people. So that's our plan right now, is to start this outreach, okay, to find, just like in the Marine Corps, a few good men and a few good women and a few good animals to boot. Okay, we want all those. We need to have a core group of dedicated individuals and families, that are like, full bore trying to pull this thing off. Because it's getting down to the wire now. I mean, right now, I just heard on the news again today, the 100,000 troops on the border of the Ukraine, okay? Putin is not going to just walk away, okay? He's not like that. And the U.S. is not prepared to give him what he's asking. Because what he's asking is to not help Ukraine, not allow them to be a NATO member, not to bring missiles into the European theater, okay? This, just as well as I, is not going to happen. So a conflict is pretty much inevitable with that. And then we have the Chinese, okay? And we have the Pakistan-India question. All these things are seemingly coming to the fore. And I just heard this morning, in the year of 22 coming, there's a huge uptick in astronomical events. Eclipses, meteor showers, planetary alignments, like huge arrived, when we either have to act or we're going to be victims like everyone else. You know what I mean? So Krishna's given us this tiny little spot here. But it's a wonderful little spot. It's not just a spot. It's, in real estate, they say the three top important priorities is location, location, and location. And we have the location. And I'm telling you this from my heart. Krishna led me here, okay, in a dream. I came to this spot and found this spot. It was totally wilderness. Nothing here but trees. But I understood that at one time this was habitated. There was habitation here. And I began to inquire about the ownership, and it turned out to be New Vrindavan. So I was able to purchase a small acreage here. So I've spent the last 22 years trying to tame this wilderness into a farm. Just me and my wife. So this is what you see, and what you may see is the result of that 22-year endeavor. But now we have Banu Bhatta has arrived. All glories to him, because he bought this property adjoining mine that I had previously sold to another devotee, but he left. So he bought it, and we're converting it at the present moment into a facility to use as his residence, for one, but also for Krishna's residence, so that we can have a place for people to come and worship the Lord. We want to build a better temple. But we got to start somewhere. Do you understand? So this is our initial, endeavor to establish the project for real. The day we get the deities installed in the temple, there is the day this project is actually official. You know what I mean? We have a temple room here. I have a little temple here, and that's okay. It's sufficed, But now we need to take it to another level. And because of Rishabh's efforts, putting our project on Facebook, people are starting to notice that we're working to do something here. So in the last week or two, it's just amazing that we've seen this rush of interest that is actually befuddling. I'm blown into next week. I can't even begin to wrap my head around how quickly things are moving at the present moment. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Banu Bhatta is also on board with that, because all of a sudden we seem to be getting traction. And that's due to him right there, the Lord, He's finally opened up the gate, because it's all a matter of time and circumstance, don't you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we're feeling that the time and the circumstance is right. And so while money is still a means of barter, we need to utilize it, in order to set this place up for real, for self-reliance. Get ourselves off of this grid, Produce our own electricity, Produce our own food, start producing our own grains, everything. Because Prabhupada told me this personally. He said, a man never needs to go further than what an ox can take him in one day, as number one. Then he said, produce all your necessities of life locally. None of this driving your motor car to town to go to the office. None. No, we can do it all right here, and that's what we want to demonstrate. We need to show people. We need to give them the experience of this, because they're not getting it. Nobody knows, even here in New Vrindavan. They're not doing it here, do you understand? Mm-hmm. They have completely, gone the way of the modern world. And, I'm not faulting them for what they do, because they take great care of the deities there, and wonderful care of the guests that come. And the palace is a beautiful place to come and visit. But that's really just scraping the surface of the mission here. We really want to activate the rest of the story here, so that, not only do we have the palace, but we have an entire support system to take care of the deities and Srila Prabhupada at the palace. We need to start and showing the people that come here, yes, here's the Pottery Kiln. here are the Prabhus and brahmacharis and people making pottery. There's the blacksmith shop making the metals. Okay, here is your maple syrup industry making the sweets. I actually gave some of this to Srila Prabhupada personally back in the day, because everybody was saying, you cannot offer this to the deities, because it says in the Vedas, you can't drink the blood of a tree. And so I was disallowed to bring my product. But then I gave some to Prabhupada. He took a spoonful, which I'm going to also give to you if you'd be so kind to take. Yeah, this is what I did to him. And okay, his reply was,
Put your palm, Prabhu.
this is pure, he said.
Put your palm.
It's okay. You can drink it out of the spoon, whatever. Yeah, you can drink it out of the spoon. I have other spoons. If you have a really big appetite, I have, but I also have, we're doing. Anyway, did you have some?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's backwoods maple syrup. It's not like the commercial. Here, come up here. It's not like commercial.
That we are allowed to experience as a devotee is by the mercy of superior Vaishnavas. And all difficulty, I believe, that everyone in the material world is experiencing on one level or another has originated in Vaishnava aparat. And we don't make it back to the spiritual world until we absolve ourselves of these offenses that are so deep inside, it's practically imperceptible. Prabhupada once said that cleaning our heart is like cleaning a piece of coal. Where does it ever end, that's one of the very unfortunate things, because, like Prabhupada says in the Bhagavatam also, he says, human nature, rationale fails to understand that how by serving the representative of God, you get the blessings of God. Prabhupada says that in the first canto, second chapter in a purport there. And so, because especially we're on such a fast pace of life nowadays, and people don't even have time to tie their shoes practically, because everything is it's so crazy. It's brought us so far away from our center. Yeah. And because we all have this, especially human and Western tendency to this concept of immediate gratification. We all are brought up with this idea that this is like animalistic idea. This is the purpose of life. And so our success in life depends on pleasing the spiritual master, and that means we have to follow his instructions. We understand what he's saying, and we agree, to surrender. That's Krishna's ultimate instruction, right? Sarvadhamma parityajya, surrender to me, and I will give you protection. Do not fear. But this modern society, there's so much fear at every turn, and our existence here is so fragile. But if we're able to study the life of Srila Prabhupada and his whole life when he came to New Vrindavan and what he was saying, and the whole last year he was on the planet that we were somehow or other not hearing, then if we're able to just do something that will please Prabhupada like that, we can not only please him, we can change the whole, like Yudhisthira Prabhu said, that these farms will help people in their darkest hour. Because this whole civilization is heading like rats over a cliff. And it's already gone. It's already finished. I like to think sometimes, like all this opulence that we see here, that, we think America's like an opulent place, isn't that? but it's ethereal. It's ethereal because so much of it is based on sinful activities. And now we're getting to a point where all this horrific killing of these innocent cows and so many sinful acts and enjoying such a high level of opulence and leisure at the expense of God, misusing his energy. The reaction is coming.
You bet.
And if we are able to, because the prophet said, your love for me will be tested by how you cooperate. So in this rural living like this, living off the land, it forces us, naturally into an understanding that everything comes from Krishna. It doesn't come from the store, and we may know that, but still, it's like contaminating because we were so detached from the actual reality.
Right.
And so, although I never, spent time, in a self-sufficient community, I've understood the importance of Prophet's instructions in that area. And since getting Yudhisthira Prabhu's association, I see the actual demonstration of someone who's spent decades dedicating himself to these essential instructions of Prabhupada. I see that there's hope, and it's possible. And if we all work together, we can actually, like you said, help save humanity in their darkest hour.
Yeah, it's a tall order, huh? But it's doable, because Krishna is the supreme mystic, okay, and he can make the impossible possible. That's why I've never faltered on this path, because I know, in spite of it appearing as an impossible task, that's no matter to me, because it's the greatest task. It must be done. Okay, someone's got to do it. Okay, whether it's me or him or whoever, the day must come when this has to happen. So let us pray that the time has arrived when we'll be able to, you could say, circle the wagons. That's an old Western saying. Okay, when the bowl in the rock where the Indians used to dip their pots, and I've tapped into them. Okay, and that's what this water right here. I'll give you a nice little taste of this wonderful elixir of the gods. Okay, this is what we drink, and it's actually not even filtered water, but it comes directly from the Mother Earth, and we feel it has therapeutic
It's amazing.
passed underneath with their longwall mining operations.
Do you want more?
No, finish. I will drink.
They've destroyed virtually every spring in New Vrindavan, except
This one.
Yeah, and the reason for that is that the palace is right over there. And they didn't go here because of the liability issues. They have to compensate, you see, for any damage caused by the passage underneath of the coal mining operation. It messes up the foundations of your home, and it destroys all the springs. So here they didn't come, thankfully, thank God. They came just that way and stopped, and then just stopped over there, and this little area has been spared by the mercy of the Lord, because these springs, these are so wonderful to have, and I actually think it helps our health.
Yeah.
Is my opinion on it, because I'm virtually never sick. Never. I might, have a cold here and there, but that's it. And my family is also like that. So yeah, we're very blessed here. We have a small little toehold in this wonderful valley, but this valley we see as the future New Vrindavan, because it's got beautiful bottomland along the banks of the creek here, which we call the New Yamuna, okay? And all these fields have been abandoned so long, maybe 30, 40 years. Nobody's come near these fields. I feel like Krishna is protecting these fields and saving them for us. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. And they're the beautiful fields with great topsoil and able to grow great crops. But no, nothing is happening here. And to me, I questioned this. How is this possible? But, I think Krishna is just keeping them for us when the day arrives when we can stand up to the task of refurbishing these fields and reactivating them and bringing them back into production. So this is my great dream. I'm a man of the earth, and I have been farming and working in the forestry department, and I've tried to develop all my skills of self-reliance. I can build, I can do things that, maybe not up to the level of an expert for sure, but I'm like fairly good at several types of activities. That's what farmers used to do, right? I mean, a farmer was a jack of all trades. He was able to do everything, and that's what people don't do anymore because we all specialize and we have our area of expertise. But I rejected that from early on, even though I went to college and I was being educated to be a Mr. Trump guy from my parents were just like every other parent in the United States. They wanted our kids to be the president, you know what I mean, and be businessmen and all this. Well, I started out on that path. But the day came when I just realized, wait a minute, what the hell? I don't want to do that, And so, gratefully, Krishna intervened, and I was able to understand Prabhupada and his mission. And so I feel that I'm very rich in ways other than, cash. That's not real wealth. Real wealth is the land and what to do with it and how to do it. Okay? Yeah. Even though right now it seems like, who cares? And that's what everybody thinks. They just think, hey, Elixir, he's just some stupid farm boy. Look at him. I've been criticized for 50 years. The man has dirt under his fingernails. Look at that. Look at that dirt under his fingernails. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this is serious. I've been ridiculed mightily for my rough ways, but I accept it because, hey, I've taken on a task that most people refuse to do, and it has to be done. People have to know how to cut wood, how to, do things on the land without having to go to Lowe's Lumber or hire a carpenter. No. We need to be able to do for ourselves. So I'm here, as long as I'm going to be around on this planet, I'm here to help other people understand what to do in that regard. In Bhanubhata, he's got his world of expertise. He's going to help other people to learn the ways of sadhana bhakti. Okay? He is a great kirtan leader. He has been a temple president for many, many years. Okay? And my other friend, Rishab, he has been a financial giant among men, okay, for his entire career. He's made millions of dollars, okay, and he's renounced it all to come here to New Vrindavan and retire from worldly life. But he has taken up this task, and he is broke out of his entire retirement now, and he is fully engaged in trying to help us put this program together. So the three of us have formed this pyramid of great strength, okay? And I feel that we're going to make some magic. We're going to make it happen. I believe it. My wife told you that this morning. She told me. You talked with her on the phone. And didn't she,
Go that way, that way. That way, go. Go. That way. Go.
oxen to be pastured in over here. This whole area I cleared for the purpose of a pasture. This is just a temporary fence. This is a water collection tank from the spring for their drinking. But I'm going to open this whole area up for pasturing. So you guys in a moment. So we're doing everything here.
Yes.
Just to establish a camp for
Future.
Krishna Balaram.
Yeah.
Ultimately, this is the
Site for Krishna
ideal
Bala.
place.
Yeah. So this is the future temple site, but temporarily we are doing right there in that place. Yes. Yes, this is the mill.
The temple will be sitting way up there on the hill.
Yes.
This is the lower level. This is going to be a little goshala.
Okay.
Okay, see where that big slab sticks out?
Yes.
That's where the manure goes into the wagon below.
Okay.
Just like at my other
Yes,
barn over
other
there.
barn, yeah.
Okay, see, and this is going to be all under a roof, do you understand?
Okay, yeah.
And that upper construction up there with the stones,
Yes.
that's going to be where the grain bins are.
Yeah.
And then there's these cracks in the rock up there.
Yeah.
Where the grains can go down into this lower area where you see this door right here.
Yes.
There will be a grinding machine there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the idea of this little
Okay.
construction.
Wow. We are measuring the biggest tree in the state of West Virginia.
You gotta go to where
Prabhu is measuring this tree, which is like probably the largest in North Virginia.
100 feet, that'd be 80 feet right to this mark. Actually, you can come over here. Come over here and
Yeah.
stand at this mark.
Yes, I will do.
Right here.
So if you see, this is the largest tree in West Virginia.
No, the second.
Second largest. And the crown is almost like 170 feet. It's a huge tree. I never saw a tree like this. So I'll zoom it for you guys. See it's like 21 inches circumference.
21 feet in
21
circumference.
feet. 21 feet. Yes, and Yudhishthir Prabhu found this tree, and we came on a nice trail on January 10th, 2021.
22.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
And a cold day it is.
Yes, it's very cold day. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, this is a well settler's cabin that were settled back in the 1700s. And I read the history of this area, and it stated there that the last massacre by the Indians took place right near here in 1793. It was the last massacre on the frontier. It was a brutal scene, and to best of my knowledge, this is the site of that massacre.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an account that I read about a cabin situated near the mouth of Stull's Run, which is just over there, and there was no other cabin sites that I could find, so this is the closest one, and I'm pretty sure this is the site of the last massacre, and it's not a nice memory to talk about, but you know, we have to understand that this land here, which is always owned by God, okay,
Yes.
was lived on by the Native Americans, and they respected the land, and they nurtured the land, and they were forced off of the land by the Europeans when they came to settle here.
Yeah.
And so they were driven off and they were murdered. You can't really blame the Indians for wanting to retaliate. And so
Yeah.
there was a bloody history on this land that has earned over 200 years of peace
Yeah.
on this land. We never had a war on this land since those days.
Yeah.
But there's a karmic debt
Yep.
Okay, we understand from the Vedic literature that one of the reasons for getting a death penalty
Yes.
is to usurp or encroach on somebody else's land
Okay.
and forcibly take it from
Yeah,
them. So
yeah.
this actually occurred here, and so there is this karmic debt yet
Yeah.
unpaid, which I have this feeling that soon that debt will be paid.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
All
Krishna.
right.
Radha Gopinath Mandir, and it's a nice view of New Vrindavan farm, and Varshana Maharaj Kutir, and Radha Kund, Syama Kund, and Radha Kund.